Hi, I'm Tom and I'm here at the beautiful Pythouse kitchen garden in Wiltshire talking food pairing as part of WineAlive's summer sipping series. Here we go. I think food and wine pairing is one of those things that people over worry about. I think, if you're a Michelin star chef or sommelier, by all means, spend hours of your day poring over the kind of infinitesimally small details of what makes a perfect food and wine combination. It's a very valid thing to do with your time. I think it's awesome. But to you and I, enjoyers, people that want to get the most out of life, I think we treat it more simply. I think it's about finding joy, and a few simple tips and tricks can really help get the perfect kind of combinations going. So first and foremost, I've got, three amazing wines. I've got a table full of delicious food. We're going to talk about kind of what works, flavor profile with flavor profile. But before you do any of that, the fundamental most important thing for food and wine pairing, as far as I see it, is matching the intensity of flavors and aromas and characters. If you've got an incredibly vibrant, fruit-flavored, bold style of wine, and you put that up against a Dover Sole or something really delicate and elegant, it's going to blow it apart. One is going to overpower the other. Likewise, if you've got really intense, flavorful, spicy foods, if you're pairing wines with curry and you pick a really light, elegant, intense, style of wine, then the food's going to overpower it. So I think number one priority, think about gut feeling, the general intensity of what you're matching. And it doesn't matter whether you're picking the food first and finding a wine, or picking a wine first and finding some food. Flavor intensity, character, that's what you've got to balance. After that, I've got three key approaches, and I think you've got to decide one of these three that you want to do. You've got contrasting pairings. So these are pairings where you've got two very distinct characters, something incredibly salty like blue cheese, something very sweet like sauternes, and on their own they're two very distinct bold characters. Together they bring this harmony, they balance each other out. You can do that with all sorts of pairings. Think about that as an option. Or complementary pairings. These are almost more difficult to do but really satisfying, and it's where you find a wine and a food with similar characteristics, similar intensities. They're both lemon citrusy, they're both gently herbaceous. The quintessential example of that is Loire. Loire, Sancerre, beautiful Sauvignon Blancs from Loire, elegant, herbaceous, zesty, alongside Loire goat's cheese. All those same characters, freshly acidic, a little bit herbaceous, and they just buff up against each other and marry really, really nicely. That's a complementary pairing. Failing that, sincerely, what grows together goes together. Regional specific pairings. It works every time, pretty much. What grows together goes together. Tastes that, it works because they have similar terroir, sense of place. Animals that eat the grass in the Loire, produce milk that has similar characteristics to the vines grown in those same soils, the same grasses, that sort of thing. But more than that, food culture and human culture and the way that we socialize and share these things around dinner tables over centuries. If I'm sitting at a dinner table alongside the sheep cheese producer from round the corner, and I'm from a winemaking family, and we have dinner together once a month every year of our lives for generations, eventually we're going to try and make the stuff that we both produce taste nice together. Otherwise, it's just a complete nightmare. And so you find regional characters because of that food culture. A good example of a local pairing, what grows together goes together very nicely, can be found in Hampshire. And on the table, I've got this from the beautiful Pythouse kitchen garden here in Wiltshire, which I'm littering in. We've got this amazing chalk stream trout. It's, just one of the most amazing products that we produce in this country. Beautiful trout, gently cured here, gently smoked. And alongside it, littering again, we've got the Grange. So beautiful, the Grange. It's a wine called White from Black is what it's called. It is called White from Black. It is called White from Black. I got confused. White from Black is a play on the fact that there is a classic wine style called Blanc de Noir, White from Black, and this is the 2020 vintage. What I really like about the Grange is this is grown on chalky hills and the downs in Hampshire, overlooking the River Itchen. So you've got really high calcareous, minerally soils. And White from Black is made, as the name suggests, as a white wine just from black skin grapes. And not just black skin grapes, but 100% Pinot Meunier. So this is one of the classic trio of grapes made famous in Champagne, but planted here in Hampshire. And Meunier does better here, I think, than it does in Champagne. In Champagne, Meunier is a bit wispy and a bit herbaceous and spiced and light, and it's just a bit blousy in some respects, a bit low intensity. When it's planted in the UK, the cooler climates gives it more intensity, more concentration, riper, tenser, more flavourful spice characteristics. So much so, these guys at the Grange make a 100% Meunier Fizz. It's won an IWC Gold 2 years in a row, 2 releases in a row, 18 and 20 vintage. This is the 20 vintage. And it's got all of that I've just described. It's got blackberry fruit to it on the nose, brambly, really nice, lightly elegant kind of fruit here. It's not overly earthy and savoury as some Blanc de Noirs are. It's a really elegant style of wine. I like it a lot. Oh, come on. It's mouth-watering, but it's got this lovely finesse to it. That blackberry, blackcurrant kind of darker red berry, but also blackberry, kind of characteristics run through the centre of it. And it's got this lovely kind of brioche, textural kind of mouth-filling quality to it from the aging in the bottle. It's all made in the traditional method. That's absolutely exceptional. And alongside the chalk stream trout, it's going to go even better. The kind of texture and balance of that, similar levels of intensity, the kind of really kind of high oil, kind of fat percentage that you get with trout, the acidity in these wines cuts through it beautifully. They're a really lovely, perfect local pairing. So there we go. Come on. I'm going to save you the noises of me eating trout on camera. Nobody wants that, surely. Next up, we're going to head completely different part of the world, okay? This is the this is the copper lining. What am I talking about? Copper lining Rosé. It's absolutely beautiful. Copper Rosé from 2021. This is a wine produced by the amazing Copper Lining guys, which is the daughter of the family who own Oneric, the Pascal family. And so they produce this in Elgin, like the other wines there, from 100% Merlot. And what I love about this is it is Merlot. It's got these amazing plummy, ripe kind of notes to it. There's a kind of black cherry kind of appeal to the nose. It's really, really lovely. It's got more depth and character and, aromatic quality than you'd find in classics, pale pink Provences, that sort of thing. But what I think is it's going to retain all that amazing freshness because grown in Elgin. Elgin is a region in South Africa on the Western Cape, below Cape Town, heading southeast from Cape Town. You've got altitude there, you've got windswept, kind of mountainsides, cooling everything down. You've got the Benguela current that runs up through the ocean and keeps that water really cold. So it's surprisingly, kind of counterintuitively, really, really chilly. And that shows in the wines. They're ripe, they're fruit forward, but they've got this finesse, this elegance. It's a really lovely aroma. Absolutely awesome. Because it's Merlot, it's got gently more chew, more roundness, more fullness of body. There's flavour there, but it's still desperately mouth-watering, really elegant. If you like Provence Rosé, you're going to love it. Alongside this, I decided we're going veg. I think we are summer garden, the bounty of the season sort of situation. I've got beautiful English asparagus, which is still bang in season, with a really lovely egg yolk emulsion alongside, an absolute classic. And I've picked these tomatoes as well. So these are locally grown, really beautiful, bang at their prime tomatoes with just a really simple olive oil dressing, a little bit of flowers from around here. And what I like about this, with a bit of salt, you've got to have some salt to it. That rosé has got exactly the same weight, exactly the same richness as a fresh tomato, the mouth-watering acidity, the sweetness of the fruit to it. Absolutely stunning. I think it's great. Copper Lining, we love the Copper Rosé 21. Come on, very, very good. Finally, we're heading to Western Australia. And we've got this amazing wine here from Pierro. So this is their L.T.C, which is cool. Mike, who's over there at Pierro, who's been, an absolute icon in Australian winemaking since the late 70s. He was pretty much the first person to do a Semillon and Sauvignon blend out in Australia and maintains that to this day. This is from vineyards planted down in the famous Margaret River area of Western Australia, just south of Perth, kind of heading down south from Perth. And it's a wine that is mainly Semillon Blanc and Sauvignon, almost like a white Bordeaux style, which gives richness. It gives lovely kind of orchard fruit, some weight and roundness. Semillon always has that really lovely mouth-filling, gentle kind of soft quality to it. Sauvignon Blanc's got more power, more flavour, more intensity. But the L.T.C title stands for a little touch of Chardonnay, and about 7% of this wine is Chardonnay. There's a little bit of oak, not loads, but a tiny bit of oak, just giving structure, giving some shoulders, giving some breadth to it. So it's quite a rich style of wine. It's elegant, it's perfumed, you've got this lovely, gently candle waxy Semillon quality to it, lifted Sauvignon Blanc, you know, fresh fruity aromatics to it. And then on the palate, you're going to get this whack of mid-palate richness, Chardonnay texture. Super cool. I love blends of multiple varieties because it's just layer upon layer upon layer of character. And this is a great example from Pierro. You could go whitefish with this. You could drink it on its own in the sunny garden. That's perfect. I've got this. I've got pappardelle. And the pappardelle that we've got here is kind of al dente cooked, freshly made. It's got a really rich chicken kind of jus over the top of it, chicken in there, parmesan, some local, you know, in-season mushrooms. It's a really rich, creamy, textured dish, but not too heavy. It's got this lightness and elegance to it. It's a perfect combination with my Pierro. There is a wasp on it. Get yourself out of it. Tom's doing battle with a wasp on the summer sipping serves. I think it's a really, really lovely thing. Yeah, out you. What? Bah, bah, bah. It's a summer garden food pairing. What are you going to get? I think it's absolutely lovely. So Pierro, I think this is an absolute marvel. I think I would pair this if it's, you know, this, yeah, if it wasn't with the pappardelle, if it wasn't there, turbot, something meaty, something rich. I've talked about turbot in previous videos. Oz would pair it with Coley or something like that, wouldn't he? He'd go for something incredibly good value, equally delicious and in season. But I'm a turbot boy, as I said, so a bit of turbot wouldn't go amiss either. I hope that answers some sort of questions, gives you some pointers and some directions. The most important thing with all of this stuff is just to enjoy it. I think food and wine pairing is about socializing. It's about people coming together. It's about enjoying yourselves. And the number one thing, like throwing any great party, any great barbecue, any great kind of summer get together, any kind of bash, is being relaxed, keeping it nice and informal, keeping it friendly. There's a good degree of trial and error. If you get it wrong, ultimately you've just got a really lovely wine and a really lovely dish that tastes great independently. So the kind of parameters for how bad it can get are pretty minimal. And I think we're living in a time where we are pushing the boundaries. We're drinking chilled red wines with kind of gently oily fish, that sort of thing, you know, stuff people never would have done before. So roll about in it, embrace it. Cheers. This is just one of our WineAlive Summer Sipping Series videos with Oz Clarke and me, Tom Surgey. If you'd like to know more about the wines we've tasted, head over to our blog at wine-alive.com and check out our other videos. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And thanks again for watching. We hope you sip splendidly this summer.